Good evening, parents. Welcome back to school night. And I do want to thank you guys. The school year has started out really well because of you guys. Everybody's been wearing their masks. They know to keep them on, and they've been following the directions of the teachers. I want to thank you for that. So we're going to take a moment now. We're going to walk into school and go over a few things in the school itself. Here we go. As you know, kindergarten lines up right at the front door. It goes first and second. So far, it's been really successful. Third, fourth, and fifth have been lining up out back. We've been wearing our masks. This is one of our new filling stations. Okay, all you gotta do is put the cup right there. No touch. Fills it up. And there you go. So we're asking everybody to bring a water bottle into school so the kids will have a fresh new water. If we have any issues concerning COVID or just in general, we are lucky enough to have Nurse Perry right in here. If you notice right here, we have extra masks available all the time. So it's a good place for the kids if they feel the least bit sick, they step in and Nurse Perry takes care of them. So here we are in the lunchroom, and I know this is kind of a unique situation, but we have a little corral for the children to eat. So each one of them has their own numbered spot. They get placed in there, they bring their lunch, and after they're done eating, they wipe them down, and they keep them nice and clean. So we know where they are. They take their masks off while they're eating, put them back on after they're done, and they walk out for recess. It's been very successful so far. Just follow me right here, I'll show you how they go through the lunch line. So if the children buy lunch, they walk through here, they grab their lunch right from here, they walk down, punch their number into the point of purchase, and then they grab a milk, and off they go into their numbered spot. So here we are in the office. That's Mrs. White's spot. There's my office and right there. You're always welcome to stop in. If you have any questions or anything, always call 781-937-8239. You can get Mrs. White or myself, or you can email us, and that's going to be in my little presentation. And just to finish off the afternoon, our gym, which the kids get to use at least once a week. You can't hit them all. Hi, welcome to Back to School Night 2021-22. I'm Ernie Wells. I'm the principal of the school. Mrs. White is my secretary. And I'm sure many of the people that have been here a while realize that she does run the school. She cares about your children immensely, and she has no problem calling if someone is late or absent or they have a need. So we're lucky to have Mrs. White. I want to introduce you to our staff. So I'm Mr. Wells. I've been here for 15 years. Mrs. White has been here for somewhere in, I want to say 20 years. So again, she knows how the place runs. We are lucky to have Nurse Tina Perry, who is incredible, very caring. She takes care of almost every situation, from a child having an accident to any COVID issues. And again, we do have an adjustment counselor, so if your children are having a hard time dealing with some of these situations that are happening, we have Mrs. Eidman, and she is willing to help your child at any time. So it is a resource. And I'd like to introduce some of our new staff, or newest staff to the building anyway. And we have Mrs. Longo and Mrs. Kelleher, our new grade 1 team. Recently, we ended up losing Mrs. Candy Shalemi and Mrs. Raposa, but they both moved. They got promoted, and we ended up with some nice new teachers. So it's a good thing for everybody. We also got Greg Woodland from the Alta Vista, and Mr. Woodland has been teaching 15 years, resource room teacher. He is a welcome addition to the school. Sarah Maggio she's been around for a couple of years, and I don't think I've actually presented her before, so I wanted to make sure. She's a content specialist, and she's in charge of every classroom has this thing called a win block. And the WIN block stands for what I need. And we look at each child individually and decide what they need to get better at, and then we adjust the class time for what they need. And Sarah's in charge of that. So she's been doing a great job. And if you look behind her in the picture, we just got a new book room. So she's in charge of that as well. So we've got some nice new things going on. So our staff in general, our general ed staff, our kindergarten team is incredible. And I think kindergarten parents, you're going to realize that as we go. We do have a pretty good sized kindergarten. I think we're in 22 and 23, somewhere in that range of each grade, of each class. Miss Mahoney, Mrs. Dion, and Mrs. Shannon are a wonderful team, and like I said, I'm sure you're going to catch that. Like I said, our new team in grade 1, Miss Kelleher and Mrs. Longo, they're not total rookies, but they bring a nice excitement to the building, and I think you're going to see that. Grade 2, we have Miss Baldacchino and Miss Palondon, our strong second grade team. Both of them have over 20 years of teaching experience, and your children are going to thrive in those classes. But that doesn't mean it gets any weaker as we go. Grade 3 has Miss Dario and Mrs. Morgan, who are awesome, and I know you're going to find that they're good communicators and good teachers. Grade 4, we have Mrs. Bradley and Mrs. Condon, and they bring the same strength, good communication, good ideas. Grade 4 parents, you're going to love them. And then to bring these kids home and prepare them for middle school, we have Mrs. Baker, Mrs. Richardson. I think you're going to find that they are definitely going to prepare your children for middle school. Resource room. We are lucky that we have 2 resource room teachers that have been doing this quite a while, and we do not have, the population is not huge, so they don't have a big client base, but they bring a lot to the table. Ms. Dowd is a special education para. She is actually a certified teacher, so she brings a lot to the table. Elizabeth Radinsky is our special ed chair, wonderful communicator. If you have any needs toward resource special ed, she's great. We also have Mrs. Shaw, who's a school psychologist, and Mrs. O'Sullivan, the speech pathologist. Very strong. Specialist, the one I mentioned before, content specialist, is Mrs. Maggio, and she's working with each general ed teacher on the WIN block. We have physical education, Mrs. Crampton. Each child gets phys ed once a week. Library is every other week. Health is every other week. Music, Miss DeMartinez, is every week. And art with Mrs. McGurty is every week as well. And I had talked to a kindergarten parent just today, and they were telling me how much their daughter loved music today. So, talk to your kids. Ask them how it's going every day, and see what they have to say. So our custodial department is Mr. Kevin, Mr. Bob, they're not just custodians. They're also an extra safety barrier in the building. They keep an eye on the kids at lunchtime and during the course of the day when they're traveling from place to place. We're lucky to have them. And then our cafeteria staff is Mrs. Carolyn Perry. And I don't want to forget the lunch monitors that we have. We have 4 lunch monitors who are watching your children for 2 hours, and they're doing a wonderful job. So I don't want to forget them all. And as I'm sitting here trying to come up with each one of their names, I'm going to punch this into the slide to make sure that we mention them, but they're awesome. What's happening around the Linscott? Well, we're getting a new water fountain, filling station, and this reminds me, make sure your children bring a water bottle to school. It's kind of muggy in the building, they're getting thirsty, we're running out of cups, so if they have a nice plastic water bottle, they can fill it up. That'd be great. Freshly landscaped front. We had someone cut all the bushes down in the front so you can see the beautiful building. It is a great building. New pavement on Minot Street. That street has been bumpy for the last 15 years. I've been pulling up to it every day, and they've done it all over, so that is great. Keeping the kids safe. Well, like I said before, they're all masked, and you as parents are doing a wonderful job telling them what they need to do. So we have these corrals, these lunch petitions that I don't love, and the kids have a hard time just eating their lunch, not having a chance to talk to people, but it's something we have to do right now. So we keep them nice and clean, and they're all numbered. Every child has their own spot, so they know where they're supposed to go. We do have some sanitary stations as well, and we take time to make sure they wash their hands as well. Here's a kindergarten class. This looks like it's Mrs. Mahoney's class, and Mrs. Dion's class looks very similar. But please notice each child has their own pencil caddy. They have their own, you can't see them, but see that white basket Mrs. Mahoney has? Each child has their own basket to put their things out in the hallway so they're not touching each other's stuff. And this is the second grade classroom, and please notice the color, the information that's there, not overcrowded. I think this is Miss Barticino's class. But again, look, they're all doing good work. They have their masks on, and they're already got pencils and ready to go. And last, this is the fourth grade class. And I think this is Mrs. Condon's class. You can see how, again, all masked up, working, baskets with their stuff in it so they're not all over the place. Teachers have them all well prepared and ready to go. So I think you should feel proud about what's going on at the Linscott. Updates and reminders. I know I sent something out for you to fill out Google Forms. We need a current health status form, emergency contact form, district-wide Google form. I may send out a paper version if we don't get many back. So please keep your eye out for that. Free lunch and breakfast every day. If you get a chance and you can fill out a free lunch form, that would be helpful so we can become a Title I school again. Because we haven't been filling them out, we lost our Title I status, but that's okay for right now. We're good. If your child's going to be absent, or there's a change of dismissal routine, you have to let us know right away. If your child is quarantined or has a positive COVID test, please let us know. Let Nurse Perry know about that. Communications. I will do a weekly, monthly newsletter, keep you informed. I will send out information with Plus Portal, so try to activate your Plus Portals account. Report cards will come through the portal. Keep an eye on our calendar on our website. If you need to get in contact with any Linscott Rumford staff member, it's just like the example. It's ewells@wooburnps.com. And please inform us if you have any contact changes at all. It helps a lot. Drop-off starts at 8:15. You guys have been doing this already. There's no supervision out there right now. Well, there is, but just to let you know, for 8:15, 8:25, we'll let everybody in at 8:25. If you come in after that, you need to you at least knock on the door, and so we can see you dropping the child off. Morning entranceway, grades K1 and 2 enter through the front door. Grades 3 enter through the back main door, and grades 4 and 5 enter through the rear calf. Cars can drop children off in Elm and on Minot Street. I know it's crowded. Do the best you can to walk to school or get here early because there's not a lot of space. And we really don't like cars in the parking lot because teachers are rushing in to get into their spots as well. Afternoon exit, we line the kids up for the bus in the CAF. We exit 4th and 5th out the CAF doors, 3rd grade out the main front, and then K1 and 2 out the front door too. K gets out at 2:30, and I know you know that already. So far, first day was a little hectic, but it's getting better every day. Again, I want to thank everybody who helped make the Linscott Rumford a caring community for the students, parents, and the staff. You should be hearing things from the PTO. We need your help. PTO needs you. Thing coming up next is our big fundraiser, is our walkathon, and we use all that money only for school projects. And when we do the walkathon, we're not buying junk. It's just money donated from parents and friends for the walkathon. So keep your eye out for that. We're going to need some volunteers to do things outside around the school. So keep your eyes out. Again, thank you guys very much. Thank you for coming to Back to School Night. Please follow the procedures.
We're going to have 2 15-minute sessions, and then there'll be times you can walk around the school and meet with me. Character trait this month is respect. So please talk about respect to your children. And I want you guys to have a great back to school night, and I look forward to seeing you in the building. Thank you. Bye-bye.